Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Kathy Rain. I must say, I'm very impressed by this so far. I'm fully immersed in it. I love the vibe, I love the art, I like everything about it. I'm really interested to see what happens plot-wise, and I imagine there's going to be a fair amount of development for Kathy's character as well throughout the game. So we had a little look around this place in the last one, didn't we? We had a look at some of the things going on. We can go upstairs. Doesn't look like we can really go this way, I don't think. No. Okay, so we can either go into the living room or we can go upstairs. Let's try the living room first. See if there's anybody in there. That's where I imagine we are meant to go. Don't want to just walk into a house and wander upstairs, right? Yeah, okay.
Oh, hello, dear. I was just wondering what took you so long.
Sorry, I couldn't resist taking that old wheelchair for a spin.
We were snooping as well.
Oh, don't give me that look. I put it back.
You haven't changed one bit. Always kidding around, just like when you were little. Come, have a seat. We have so much to talk about.
Okay. See, I said last time I'm going to try and play like the sarcastic, rude character if we can. I don't know if that's a thing.
Now, tell me about your life in the city.
Oh, there's not much to tell. I'm going to school for journalism. It's my second year. I ride a motorcycle in case you missed it there out front.
Ah, that's right. Just like your father.
Ah.
Yeah, I suppose.
I must ask, have you heard anything from your father? Anything at all?
No, nothing since he bailed way back then.
I expected as much. He disappeared without a trace. No matter, that's ancient history. How's Sharon then?
Who's Sharon? Tell the truth, avoid the subject. So yeah, like I said, I don't know if we can play different like personalities, like if there's different paths so we can be sarcastic and rude to people. I'm not going to do that with the Nan. That seems just a little bit unfair, right? So, but other people, like when we encounter the priest and just if we encounter people around and about, so I'm going to try and be rude to them if I can, just to see what it's like. Tell the truth, you either committed to a mental institution, avoid the subject, no reason to bring it up now. I mean, this is quite a tough one, let's just be honest.
Mom is... I had her committed to a place where she could get some real help. I just couldn't take it anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that. In spite of everything that happened when she took you away.
Yeah, about that. I'm sorry I didn't visit sooner, Grandma. Mom, she told me all these horrible lies about you and Grandpa. When I was old enough to understand what she was doing, I felt like it was much too late.
It wasn't your fault, dear. You were a child. I'm just happy that you're here now.
Me too. So, what about you? How have you been doing all these years?
I've been lonely ever since the accident. There's no denying that.
What accident?
Goodness gracious.
There was an accident?
Of course you don't know. She took you away before it all happened.
Don't know what?
I will never forget that dreadful day. August 16th, 1981. It was the middle of the night when Sheriff Truman knocked on our door. He had Joseph with him. I couldn't even recognize Joseph at first. All dirty and wet with an awful blank stare on his face, like his soul had been ripped from his body. Since that day, he never spoke a word.
Huh.
Forever confined to that blasted wheelchair.
Really? For all this time? I had no idea.
It came as a shock to all of us.
That's horrible, Grandma. I'm so sorry.
Thank you, dear.
Incident in 81. Alright, so I guess we can ask things based on the notepad then. We've obviously got these things here, the church brochure, the Zippo lighter. So you can open the inventory during like a conversation. That's quite cool. Not many adventure games let you do that actually. Like actually access the inventory while you're in a conversation stance.
Why do you think Grandpa suddenly left that night in 81?
I haven't the faintest idea. He acted very peculiar not long before it happened, disappearing for hours at a time. At first I even suspected he was having an affair. When I asked him about it, he just said he was chasing old demons. Must have had something to do with the war.
Post-traumatic stress disorder, maybe. What did the doctors say? What about the police? What about what did the doctors say?
What did the doctors have to say about Grandpa's condition?
Persistent vegetative state. That's what they call it. I've heard it all by now. One doctor said it was a stroke. Another claimed it was a seizure. The third hack tried to sell it off as a severe infection. It's all a load of tripe. I had an MRI performed on Joseph. It's one of those state-of-the-art head scans.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yes, well, according to the scan, his brain was completely intact.
Interesting.
They thought it was a technical problem at the time, some kind of glitch. But the result was the same after 3 different scans on 3 different machines. Eventually, they had to confess that they simply had no credible explanation for the state he was in.
Right.
And this injury just happened to occur on the very same night he mysteriously disappears?
Indeed. I refuse to believe it was a coincidence.
Oh, okay, so we can ask about the other things. Okay, post-traumatic stress disorder.
Maybe it was post-traumatic stress disorder? Grandpa always had a hard time showing weakness.
I don't know, dear. I'm just speculating. I didn't think too much of it at the time. Joseph was a man of few words. I'm sure he just didn't wish to burden me with it, whatever it was.
What about the police?
What did Sheriff Truman have to say about the matter?
Not much. He said they simply found Joseph in that condition on the outskirts of town. The sheriff was convinced there was some kind of foul play involved, but the investigation turned up nothing. He later said that he was sorry, but that he was forced to close the case.
You know, I could try to find out more about this.
You're welcome to try, dear. Some kind of closure would mean the world to me.
Okay, I think I'll head over to the sheriff's station for a little chat then. Would be nice to witness police doing some actual police service for once.
Sure, you go ahead. Let me know if I can be of any more help.
Okay, new location added, so that's all we can
Well,
ask
gotta
here.
go, Grams. Talk to you later.
Bye, Kathy.
So let's have another look around in here while we're in here, see if there's anything worth taking note of. Sideboard.
I used to love digging through those drawers when I was a kid, looking for coins, buttons, and trinkets.
I guess that's Joseph.
Grandpa in his Air Force uniform. Looks to be in his early 20s.
Wow. Couch. Oh,
There
that's
are
how
a
we
few
sit
things
down.
I need to ask you, Grandma.
Very well, dear.
Actually, Grandma, there aren't. We just decided
See you
to
later,
sit down.
Grams.
Take care, dear.
We didn't realise that I was going to ask you some questions. So we've got the club chair, bookshelf with a miniature plane up here. I like the little attention to detail that's gone in. Just little figurines, plane, just like booze, just things that you can look at that don't really have any real relevance other than setting the scene of the game, but it makes it feel lived in. Sometimes you play adventure games and you'll be in somebody's house and there's not really anything to look at. It's just the person, furniture that you can't interact with, and it just feels like a screen with a person on it. Whereas this feels like somebody's house. They live here, they have things they've collected over the years, things that mean things to them. And I think that just elevates the game a bit, in my opinion.
An intricate toy airplane with moving parts. I remember playing with that. Grandpa had a whole collection of them.
Yeah. See, things like that, her saying she remembers playing with it, the grandpa had a collection, it builds the world and adds depth to everything, and I think that's important in narrative-driven games like adventure games are.
A decent-sized book collection. Most of them science or history-related from the looks of it.
Yeah. What's to do with the angels?
Grandma always had a penchant for little angel figurines like these. I bet E would love them.
Yeah, see, I like it, because now we're finding out about all the characters. It's background on the characters, I love it. It's really good. So we've got a new location. I think probably we'll head there. Should we go upstairs? Should we do some snooping?
I shouldn't overstay my welcome.
Okay, we can't. We can't just have free reign of the house. So we've got a new location. I don't know if it goes into the
What
book.
really happened to you that night, Grandpa?
That's what we've got to find out. We've got this brochure as well. I don't know what we're going to do with that, but for now, let's head out. I'm assuming we just jump onto the bike to go somewhere. Does this put us straight back onto the bike, or can we look around outside? Okay, no, we're on the bike. Fine. Sheriff's Station is going to be our next port of call. I want to know more about these bike selections, like how we get more bikes. I want to figure that out. It's probably just an aesthetic thing, I would imagine, but I don't know, it's cool. I like collecting things.
Land of the free.
Okay, so we've got some chairs, got all these pictures. I like that you can interact with like literally every picture in the game. I think that's cool. Fax machine, young cop. Hello, Mr. Young Cop.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Do I have to commit a crime to get your attention? Because I seriously will.
Ma'am, I'm really quite busy at the moment.
Come on.
Hey, wait. I know you.
You do?
I'm
do you?
pretty sure you don't.
Yes, I do. You're Kathy. Kathy Rain.
My reputation precedes me, in a kind of but not totally creepy way.
Aw, come on. It's me, Lenny. Lenny Marks.
Who's Lenny Marks? Admit the truth, you have no clue who he is, pretend to recognise him. I mean, if we do this and he calls us out, he's probably going to pick up on it, right? But this feels like we've just insulted him. I mean, in real life, I would do this, right? I would be like, oh, yeah, I remember. Because you don't want to upset somebody. But seeing as we're doing, like, the whole sort of trying to be rude thing.
I'm drawing a blank.
Really? You don't remember us playing when we were little kids?
Not really. Sorry, buddy.
Darn. Well, that's a bummer. Anyway, what can I do for you today?
He doesn't seem to care. Fine. We can ask about the incident in 81.
I wanted to ask if you know anything about my grandfather's accident.
I really don't know much beyond the rumors.
Rumours?
The sheriff may have more information, but even he probably doesn't know anything that isn't in the report. It happened before either of us worked here.
Ah.
Okay, I think I'll have a chat with the sheriff then.
Sure thing. His office is to your right.
You've been most helpful, sir. Do you know anything about this church brochure?
What's your opinion on this church?
I think it's a nice enough church. Why?
Just
I don't
making-
know. The priest seemed odd. Kinda pushy.
Yeah, I get your point. But I know the guy. He's harmless.
If you say so.
Fine. Recognise the voice, by the way. Do we recognise the voice? If we do recognise the voice, I'm not going to say anything. Just leave a comment in the comments below telling me who the voice is.
I don't want to show him that.
Oh, why do we want to show him the lighter? Do you want to show him the stun gun?
Yeah, that won't get me into trouble at all.
Okay, fine. We won't show him the
Well,
stun
gotta
gun.
go.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And have a complimentary cup of joe if you want.
Ah, maybe later. Thanks.
Sure thing. See ya.
Okay, can we have a look at any of this stuff?
Various notices and a wanted poster.
Nice. Okay. Who's in this photo?
A bunch of cops lining up for a photo.
Bunch of cops.
A medieval fortress near an ocean. Probably supposed to be somewhere in Europe.
What's the deal with that bum?
Okay. Hey, they talk. That's
A
kind of
medieval
cool.
fortress near an ocean. Probably supposed to be somewhere in Europe.
I thought it was with you.
Oh, same thing.
Well, shit.
I like that they just interact. Coffee. Gotta have coffee, right?
Just your standard coffee maker. What should I do with it?
Oh! Make
Nah, I'm good.
coffee?
Had a cup this morning.
Oh, why would we be able to pick that up? That's interesting. Hey, he moves! Oh, look at that! That's cool! Oh, that is cool. I like that he moves and gets himself a coffee. I like that. That is really, really cool. Alright, well, let's have a look around here. What's with this? Photos, files. Alright, Sheriff, how's it going?
Oh crap, it's you again.
Yeah.
The smartass returns. You have some more crimes to confess?
Oh, you know, maybe a felony or two.
Wouldn't be surprised. Look, I'm busy here. What do you want?
Don't be
I just
rude.
have a few questions. That's all.
Fine. Go ahead.
We will. Do you know anything about this incident in 81?
Do you know what happened to Joseph Rain in 81?
He had a stroke in the woods. That's what happened.
Right.
If that's all there is, why would Sheriff Truman open an investigation?
It was just standard procedure. A general occurrence report always has to be filed.
I see. Did you know him at all?
No, I haven't been in town for long. Man sure has one hell of a reputation, though. It's been over a decade since he was put in that wheelchair, and people still talk about the man he used to be. It's like he was a cult leader or something.
Sounds like a conspiracy theory to me.
Could be, but you know what they say. Things too good to be true usually are.
True. Alright, let's ask about this police report then.
Could I have a look at that report?
Absolutely not. They're official police documents.
Come on, sir.
Why not? I thought filed police reports are public record.
Not in this state, they ain't.
Oh. Come on. I'm family. Doesn't that count for something? Lenny, a little help here. I'm family.
But I'm family. Doesn't that count for something?
You consider yourself family? I've never even seen you before in this town.
It's complicated.
Guess what's complicated? Not to mention illegal. Handing out evidence to anyone who asks for it.
Now, see, this is the point where I wonder is, if we were a little bit nicer to him at the start, would he have been more willing to give us this, or is it just a case of it always plays out this way?
Lenny, a little help here? Don't you agree that he's taking by the book too far?
Well, boss, she is his granddaughter, really. I don't think it's any...
Don't you think I know that? There are rules. Am I the only one in here who cares about the law?
Apparently.
Too much coffee? Try not to pop a vein.
Do you want to see the inside of a cell?
Not particularly.
Oh, cuff me, officer. Spare me the torment of your rhetorical questions and veiled threats.
Just follow the rules like everyone else. I've had enough of this nonsense.
Fine.
Alright, so I'm wondering if we're going to have to do something to the coffee. Maybe we can pour it away so he has to go and make more or something. He's obviously not going to let us...
Hello, Sheriff. Mind if I ask you a few more questions?
If you must.
He's obviously not going to let us just ask for these things, so...
That's all for now.
Given that his thing is to slide across here, reach through, get a coffee, and then go back to his desk, and we could pick that up when we clicked on it, I'm thinking maybe we can like chuck it in the plant or get rid of it so that he then has to go and make more coffee and leaves the files unattended so we can swipe the files. But we will see in the next
coming
episode.
along, Lenny?
Because we are out of time.
Okay, I guess. Maybe halfway through.
That's no good. We're going to have to cancel lunch today.
Oh, what? That's a bit
Again?
mean.
Oh, man.
Your motivation shouldn't be limited by your growling stomach, Lenny.
If you say so, boss.
Poor Lenny. Alright then, well, a big thank you to my patrons, Arcades Games, Wayne Nate, Paul from the Phantom Fellows, Lyle, Hobo, Numinous, Kumadim, Paulione, Flossie the Sheep, JohnCom555, Chrissy, Paul James, and Zolties, and I'll see you next time.